It's the Jack
and Cathy
show.
Shit Show.
And there we go.
Yeah, how was that?
Okay,
Did you like that one?
I think if yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, so we haven't done this in a few weeks. We've been
Well, so to be fair, it's been 20 days since we recorded our last one.
Oh, I'm so sad about that.
However, we do have 2 in the can that we just haven't published yet either, because we're still making some edits on them.
Right.
For a bunch of reasons.
Right.
So, do you want to talk about that as the topic then today?
Well, it all ties into our shit show
What's behind
life.
us.
Yeah, and what is behind us, because we have been pretty consumed with this house remodel, right? And building our real estate business. It's been very consuming. Yeah? You're giving me a look. Is that not it?
No, it's 100% it. And I actually feel this is the best thing we do is this. Not the house or the real estate stuff.
Yeah.
I think this is the thing that comes most naturally to us.
This is fun.
What's
this stuff?
What's this? This show?
The podcast, yeah.
Fuck yeah, it's awesome.
But
what happened? Tell the people what I said to you on Saturday, because if you're watching the video version of this, which you can get on all major platforms, so
I know
you can watch it on Spotify, or we even post this to YouTube. But if there's video podcasts to be had, we're on it because we always record the video.
Yeah.
So if you're watching the podcast, behind us, we're sitting in the kitchen with bare walls, open ceilings, everything else. So if you're watching the podcast, you'll see that this is our life.
Yes, this is our shit show.
For sure.
We're sitting in the shit show now.
And and we'll get into it in a bit if you want to, struggled to get along. I don't mean like, oh, they're breaking up. It's just, this has been so...
Well, it's really interesting how much more we are getting to know each other, like deeper, more layered parts of our relationship, right? Mm-hmm. Because we are going through this house remodeling and it has had its challenges. And
can I interrupt you?
Of course.
So you got the chance to take a shower right now and I've been working the whole time and haven't? Do you smell me as much as I smell me right now?
No.
Oh, God, I smell so bad.
Maybe close those legs or something. Maybe just cross your legs.
Should I have worn pants for this? But see, and we still laugh, though.
We do.
Despite everything.
We do.
So finish what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. So this whole experience of doing this remodel and making a lot of decisions, design decisions or just decisions on how to approach a situation or a task, and spending a lot of money. And all of that has been some pretty serious stressors. And not that I regret anything, but the point being that it has challenged us more than once. And I really do believe, and I know in the moment it's really hard for me to stay focused on this, but I really do believe that it is making us stronger, because each time we come out on the other side and we're getting to know each other in a new way. And I'm still getting to know myself in my relationship with you. Mm-hmm. The things that I react to in you, or react to not in you. Yeah, the situational reactions that I have. And, one that comes to mind is just in general, I think in the past, and I've shared this with you too, I made a lot of design decisions in all my previous homes or the condos that I've owned and remodeled and whatever. And granted, some big structural stuff was always conferred with my partner, but really the design and what went in the room and colors and anything, and I made them by myself.
Yeah.
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 And so now I have a partner in you that
Has
I
an
love your
opinion.
voice and I love your opinion and you've got great taste, but it's not always in alignment with mine.
No.
And that is really challenging for me because
Yeah.
I love this design shit. And I'm not saying I always get it right because I'm not professional. And I would argue that even professionals sometimes get it wrong, right?
Yeah.
But
It's just it's their opinion, right?
yeah, it's their opinion. And some of those, that's just one of the challenges that comes to the forefront and that we sort of dance through a little bit tonight too, right?
Well, it's hard not because we're rigid in our interests.
Mm-hmm.
It's combining two ways of thought, and then from my point of view, with a clock ticking in the background, right? Because tomorrow you head off to New Mexico for a few days to celebrate Katie's birthday,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got both the electrician and the HVAC guy coming.
Yeah.
And so they're at a place now where, and again, a lot of this stuff can be moved a little bit at this stage because we have bare walls. We're down to the studs. So if an outlet isn't in the perfect place, we can maneuver some of those things. When the walls go up, then clearly
another
that gets
story.
tougher, right?
Yeah.
And more expensive. And fortunately, we did the big structural stuff. We reinforced that beam.
Oh, you were amazing with that.
You know, we got the walls open so we can see everything. Everything's clear. Kathy's looking around the room right now if you're not watching the video.
Yeah. The ceiling's
But-
all open.
But, for anyone listening, we probably have 15 people now, or they probably all dropped off because we haven't
I
had
know.
a podcast in ages.
Oh, we have to say hi to Carol. Hi, Carol.
Which Carol?
My sister-in-law.
Oh, your sister-in-law. Hi, Carol.
Hi,
well, my
Carol.
mom's name is Carol. That's why I didn't know.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Both
So,
Carols are
Carols.
listening. We have more than one
Well,
Carol.
do you remember?
maybe a couple
Can we
of
change
Sams.
topics? Do you remember? You used to watch Romper Room or whatever it was, where they had the thing, and I see Jeannie and Billy and Susie. You remember that? Where they look through the looking glass of the mirror or something like that.
I don't know if I ever
Oh.
watched Romper Room.
Well, whatever it was. Do you remember that show though? Maybe it was Mr. Fraser's, whatever it was. But at the end, he would say names, and you always wanted to hear your name. Do you ever remember that?
No.
So let's say hi to our guests. So there's Stephen and Aaron and Carol and Alex and Sam and Key.
Uh-huh.
Keep going. Who else might listen to it? Oh, the friends at the party. They listen to it. I don't remember
Patty.
their names. Patty.
Hi, Patty. I think we said hi to her last time.
Okay,
too.
keep
oh,
going.
but we didn't edit
we didn't
that one.
post it. We didn't post
Yeah.
it yet. So keep going.
I don't know. I can't think of who
Oh my God,
else
you're
is.
terrible right now because they're all
I'm
your
terrible.
friends. So, but where I was going to get back to this, what we had to do today, so everyone understands, is that the electricians are coming tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it'd be ideal if you were here because typically what happens in these cases is you make minor changes, right? So I had to have you here to go, where do we want the pendants to hang? Because there's nothing in the room yet. The island is in the room yet. We've got tape on the floor to indicate where things are going to go.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to kind of make commitments to things. So
We sure do.
I think
they tell you
that's
where
what-
the outlets have to go, how often
Well,
you
there's
have to have
code
them
stuff with
in
that.
a room, right, per
I think-
code. But there's a lot of decisions that have to be made all at once, and you get locked into it.
Well, the point I'm making is that it's one thing to do a remodel. It's another thing when the clock is ticking. And
Yeah.
we're not beholden to a deadline. That's arbitrary. That's ours. At the same time, we have people that we need to help us, and they're going to be here.
Yes.
Right? And we've got cabinets coming in a week. And we got floors getting done 2 weeks after that. And it's not like we can't change schedules. It's just getting on people's schedules
Right.
if we have to change. And then November turns to January.
Right.
And so why is that a problem? I'll explain it for me. I'm fucking tired of the house. Right? I mean, it's putting it on. What did I
No,
say
tell
to
me,
you?
tell me what you really think.
Right. But what did I say to you Saturday? Right? I
Yeah,
said
you needed a break.
we were doing work and you were going to go start some stuff in the basement. And that's the other thing too, that's getting lost. All we fucking talk about is this kitchen. We're remodeling the basement at the same exact time.
Yeah, because the entire first floor has to be moved into the basement.
And so we
and
want
we
to
want
finish
to get
that
it finished, right?
first, so that when we get the first floor done, the floors can get done and we have a place to hang out, right? Okay. So, and maybe this is where our relationship is getting better. I'm kind of all over the place. So indulge me and then talk through this. Is that cool?
Well, it sounds like you're circling back to the relationship. So you're good.
I really am. I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
It's because, so Saturday morning, I forget what we did exactly Saturday. We did something fun. We got to breakfast. What we do Saturday morning? Don't say nudie
hell.
stuff. We always do nudie stuff, so it's not
Stop.
just Saturday. We do. So sometime around, we went to breakfast to look at to talk about our plans and website stuff.
Okay, yeah,
Remember
that's
we
right.
did that? Because
Yeah,
now
there's the
we've got
other
this
thing.
whole Compass Realty thing, our Not a Homes rather, that we're building. So we got all this site stuff that is due this week. By the way, I'm going to push that back to Friday.
Okay.
There's no fucking way it'll be ready by Wednesday. So Kath then said, you said, I want to work on the basement. I want to get the walls clean. I want to wash the walls. And I went, we've got website stuff to do. I need to get the fuck out of the house. I want to go to Collectivo. And remember, I even said to you, it's going to take like 3 hours. Do you want to come with? And you went, 3 hours. And I said, I'm sitting at Collectivo. I'm not doing shit except website stuff for the real estate company, for Anata Homes. And I said, and I'm going to go to Bayview because I want to go to this cool area where I think it's a little more eclectic. And so I left you at 10:30 and I get home until 4.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And that to me was a perfect day because I can't stand being around this house right now.
I get it.
It feels like every time we're here, it's the house. And so
I get it.
How does that tie to us? I came home and told you I needed time to myself because I don't often say that to you, right? Mm-hmm. And I sometimes feel guilty if I go, I need time for myself.
You were about to say
away from you.
Away from you.
And I meant away from the house. I know
It's okay if you meant away from me too.
I never want to be away from you.
No,
I'm
it's
serious.
healthy to be away from me though too.
I will tell you right now.
Spend every waking hour.
I want to.
I mean, when you come into the bathroom when I'm sitting on the crapper and you want to keep talking, I'm like, we need.
I just want to make out with you then.
Separation.
I just want to make out with you then. So gross. So my point is, despite how well we know one another and how good we are communicating, I still hold back a little bit with, I need time to myself.
Yeah.
And so, in fact, wanted to go riding with my friend Pat that afternoon, if you remember. I said, Saturday, Pat, I'll ride with you all day. It's less about being by myself and more, I got to get out of this fucking house.
Yep.
And so I think that's what's overwhelming me. And I'll have to tell you, I'm a little envious because you've had 3 big trips.
Yeah.
Since we've been putting the house together at, to be fair, kind of challenging times, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the electrician's coming to be cool if you were here. And I would love to have like 5 days off to chill. So it just felt good to tell you I got to go to Collectivo for 5 hours. I was still doing work. So it's not like I was
Were you nervous to tell me that? Were you thinking like...
Well, I've never really tell you that. So I was worried that you'd wonder if there was something bigger. And then at the same time, I went, I can't worry about if she wonders. If she wonders, she's got to tell me. So, but I called you right away and said I needed this. Like I needed just to be a Collectivo. I needed to focus on the business. It's my skill set relative to the business. And so that felt great. And then it felt great to go Sunday to see Alex in Chicago. And it felt great to stay over again and help them move this morning.
Right.
Monday morning.
Yeah.
Today's Halloween, by the way.
Yeah, that was great. I loved helping those
anyway,
guys move.
The house has been an albatross for me lately. And at the
I get that.
And at the same time, I can see like this to me is the most fun is our podcast. And our topics now are just about me bitching. But I feel that way. And so we've not really dove into fun topics or silly things or I think the last fun one was the one based upon Aaron with the sex talk was great.
Yeah.
So this house is starting to overwhelm me. I'm not kidding you.
But at the same time, we are at a real turning point where there's going to be some serious progress over these next couple of weeks.
Yeah,
that's going to push us to just, we're coming to a really good place. We still have to have our foot on the gas for a few more weeks, but we can see it now. We can see the real change where we're going to be living in the space soon enough, and a lot of this is going to be behind us.
Well, you can, I mean, no doubt you can see the progress. The floors are done. They look great. The beams are fixed. It looks great. The walls are open. The basement's all done. Things are ordered, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's you can certainly see the progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just need a vacation.
I
Not
get
gonna
it.
deny it.
Do you want a vacation without me?
Do I want a vacation? Well, Pat had mentioned going mountain biking in Arkansas.
Right.
And now I'm
When
not
is
sure
that?
if that's on the table. It's supposed to be after we. Well, see, remember we're going to Arizona in 2 weeks, so that's going to be a nice break.
Yeah.
However, I'd argue it's not really a break.
No, it's not, because you're going to be socializing, and we're with my family,
Right.
and we're going to be
still-
running to, yeah.
Right. It's still not.
It's not sitting in a hammock in the warm sun reading your book.
Right, or
Yeah.
mountain biking for 3 straight
Right,
days.
exactly. So
So it's not a vacation from you. It's
by the way, I don't think of it that way. I think it's really important for you to take some of that time. And, you know, I'm very conscientious of the fact that you moved to a city you had never, you know, you don't live in Milwaukee until now. It's a new city for you. Your family, your friends are back in Illinois. And yeah, it's like, me in this house is the center of your life here in Milwaukee, and how that maybe needs a little more balance. So, you know, the other day when you had an errand out on the west side, and you called Paul, and you
that
guys
was
went and had
awesome.
lunch, and, you know,
I had to get some stuff for the truck.
yeah, being
then I called
proactive
Paul
with
and-
more of that stuff.
Yeah. Well, you know, I try to be proactive, right? I just if people say
No, right, exactly.
Yeah, so it's not a
but
matter-
sometimes it's about finding the company too, to
Well, it's just,
you know, and
sometimes it
aligning
just
the
happens
schedules.
to work out, right?
Yeah.
I'm more available than other people because I don't have things here. I've got you in the house, right? I don't have a kid who's in school here. I don't have neighbors who I do things with. I don't have an office where there's a bunch of people. And I don't, God, this sounds like it's such a whiny shit topic.
No, but it's real though. I don't think it's whiny. I think,
Haven't
and I
used-
think it's important. I really want you to know that I see that, I feel that, I recognize it. And if you had to, if you wanted to, in fact, I would encourage it. Like, if that trip with Pat comes to fruition, you go, baby. You
Oh,
go.
no doubt.
Yeah.
And by the way, there's no reticence there at all. Like, I keep asking him, when are we going?
Yeah. Good.
So, oh God, yeah, I want to take 4 days off to do something like that. And again, it's not to be or not be with you. It's to be on my mountain bike in a different area and not think about Anata, not think about the house, and not have to put a screw in another fucking piece
But
of wood.
don't you think it is important for you to be away from me and me away from you?
No, I view things differently. It's important. It's not to be away from you. I don't like the way that sounds. I prefer to say I need time for me. And I know it's the
Yes.
same thing. I just don't like saying I need to be away from you.
That's true.
I need-
That's a
I need
different.
to
There's
do-
a different way to
Here's
phrase
the thing.
it.
I love
that-
mountain biking,
Yeah.
and I love mountain biking with you.
Mm-hmm.
And a best example to give to the peoples is when we went to that Kettle Moraine area where we went to the supper club. I forget what that route was called.
We were in Kettle Moraine North, which
Yeah.
is just about West Bend, near Sunburst Ski Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we went mountain bike riding there, and I don't know.
But you remember the distinction of what happened? Remember?
Oh, sure. We did a big loop. Was it like
6 miles?
6 mile loop? And then I think you said, do you want to do a little more? And I'm like, no, but you go ahead. And
Well, it
I
was actually this. I
sat in the
said-
sunshine.
I said, I need another loop.
Yes,
Do
you
you
need
wanna
another
join me
loop.
is what I said.
Yes, you were very
I was like,
gracious to
I need another loop. Do
invite
you want to
me.
go with me? And you
I was
said
like,
no.
go get after it, baby. And
Well,
you were
that's the
gone for
funny-
like 30 seconds, and you did like another 6 miles.
I
or
did
something.
3 miles in about 10 minutes because I went
Yeah.
flying because I got
Yeah.
to do my own thing.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's not, do you see how I was able to incorporate some me stuff? Right?
Absolutely.
I need to ride that bike fast. And
I love it.
So, and this week while you're gone, promise you I'm going to be at the club that we just joined.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to stop doing that. I want you to hear this. It's not that I want to be away from you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I don't love you or the house.
I know that.
This is that this is all I do. Right.
Yeah.
And so if there's buckets in your life, if this makes any sense, or levers where you have switches on, I've got 2 switches that occupy most of my time and a third one called a nada. Mm-hmm. Right? Those 3 things occupy 90% of my time right now.
Yeah.
And oddly, the thing that I love and want to do with you is go out to dinner more often so we can relax or cook. We can't cook.
No, we can't
I love
cook
cooking.
unless it's in an air fryer or a microwave.
Which is, I know, we're doing it. I'd certainly love to mountain bike. So, that's important to me. And I love this podcast.
Yeah.
And so when the podcast starts to suffer because those things where we make our money, right? We have to do the things where we make our money.
Right.
And maybe one day this podcast will be part of that.
And we forgot to play the lottery tonight in time.
But
so
you cost us $1 billion.
I did. The lottery is up to $1 billion. And my girlfriend Jenny said she bought tickets. And I'm like, oh, I got to go do that. And then I forgot. And so now we're not going to be billionaires.
Well, maybe a different way. So anyway, what I want you to hear is that I always love doing stuff together with us. It's just us right now is this house and this house. So it gets...
We've squeezed in a little more than that, though, honey. It's not just the house. But I would say that the house... These last few weeks has been where we've spent any time, free time that we normally would have carved an hour for podcasting.
I think you're kind and I think you're aware. You've had more chances to just get away from this.
Yeah.
In the last 2 months, you will have had 16 days of getting away from the house. 10 in Europe, 5 with Katie, 3 with your friends. I mean, I have had 0.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And so...
Time for Jack to take that vacation.
Well,
Dang.
I mean, I can't... You need my help with this stuff. Not that you couldn't do it. You could probably install cabinets. You'd figure it out.
Maybe when it comes to painting... Because I can do painting.
I'm the fuck out of here.
Maybe you go take
Painting
that
is the
trip and I'll
dumbest thing in the
paint and
world.
you'll come home and it'll all be painted.
I can't put
Would that make you so happy?
Yes, let me explain this. I don't understand how people enjoy putting flat coats on. I don't know how Michael fucking Angelo sat there at the Sistine Chapel and painted for years. I can't even put one coat on a wall without losing my mind. So yes, when this first floor has to get painted later.
Should we let's make that happen.
No, I will make it happen. It's not
okay.
I'm going to make it happen. There's no question. I'm not going to be around to paint.
Okay, good.
First of all, you don't like me painting, so let's not hide from that.
Nope.
And third of all, because I said first, I'll have a second. Third of all, I don't like painting, and second of all, I'm not very good at it. I don't think I am. Clearly, because we lie in bed and you'll point to the ceiling. You're like, oh yeah, there's Jack.
Next time I pull out that paint color, I've got some touch-ups to do.
Okay, so I whined for 25 minutes.
No, I don't look at it that way, honey. But I think it's, I don't know. It's just where we are. This is the thick of it, right?
Yeah.
And we got to keep carving some fun in there somewhere too. Like sometimes these projects just have to be put on the back burner, which is what we did that day when we went mountain biking and to the supper club. Ooh, what was the name of that supper club again?
Oh, I don't know. Why you want to mention them in the podcast?
Yes. We'll have to hashtag them. So
if you look up on your
when we post, let's add some notes onto what supper club that was. That was so good. It's on a little lake and it was absolutely adorable. And we had an incredible meal.
Well, here's some things.
And we were lucky we got a table on a Saturday night by dumb luck.
Dumb luck. Let's be real. Can we be real?
Yeah.
Be Real came up, by the way. How funny is that? Just a few minutes ago. Should we get it? And take a picture of us doing the podcast?
Yeah.
Well, can you keep talking about stuff?
Yeah. Keep talking about stuff. Where is your phone? Okay. I don't know what else I can say except for this supper club. You can look up the name of the supper club too, babe. Oh, dryer's done. You have pictures of the supper club. We had an incredible meal with an old fashioned, which you have to do if you've never been to a Wisco supper club. You have a salad bar. Careful.
I was wrong. There's no be real. Okay.
Oh.
My mistake. Or maybe I took it and didn't realize it. That would suck. So anyway, here's what I'm looking forward to so I don't sound like Complainer Jack. Okay?
Okay. Lay it on me.
Well, so you get home Friday night.
Yep. I leave tomorrow for Santa Fe.
So this is so ironic that I'm telling you I'm sick of the house. I'm really psyched that I got both the HVAC and electricians to come on the same day.
Yeah. And the painter comes on Saturday.
So this is one of the things that you don't see, which I try to keep to myself, but I know I'm really good at this. So I just go, I'm just going to do it and not ask. Like the website, I used to always feel I had to involve you and stuff. I went, I know this better than her. I'm just going to roll with it and go.
Yep.
So I'm also very good at organizing and negotiating and all this other stuff. So what you didn't realize is I'm sending emails back and forth going, can you both come and can you come on this day? Can you come on this day? Because I wanted them here quickly. So because if we check those boxes, we can get rolling so fast on everything else, right? Which is why I don't know if you noticed, I wrote you saying, I really need that wallboard guy. Right, the wall guy?
Oh, yeah?
Right.
Yep. And I reached out to 2 sources, so hopefully we'll have answers.
Yeah, so here's the cool thing. I'm looking forward to the electrician and HVAC guy being done tomorrow.
Yep.
Because they're all going to be done.
Yep.
So I'm psyched about that's going to be behind us, and it's a huge lift.
I know.
Second, I hope to get some riding in if the weather permits, but I'm going to go working out, so I'm excited about that. Then there's really not much more to do except get the cabinets in, get the wall set up. And so things start to take shape faster. But then you come home on Friday night, which I'm excited about. Saturday, we've got Ron's 60th birthday party. Aaron's husband,
Well,
Ron.
Saturday day, the basement ceiling's getting sprayed white. Then Saturday night, we have a 60th birthday party.
Possibly the carpeting could come in the next week for the basement. Mm-hmm. Right? Sunday, we're going to go into the city again to visit Alex. Mm-hmm. I would love, asking you now, if we actually spent the night down there, because I think it'd be fun to go out to dinner with them and chill.
Absolutely.
And then I'd like to just get on the podcast schedule. So I'm trying to tell myself, like, here, let me give you a big compliment. No, I really mean it. We were talking about how we haven't done the podcast. And so for all of you that listen, if Cathy and I had our way, this is all we would do. We would do our podcast. Not that we wouldn't fix up homes, but this is what we love doing the most. Yes. And when we go places and we find out there's more people listening than we realize, it then bums us out when we're not attentive to this, right? We're not giving this attention. Mm-hmm. So I've got to give you a compliment because we were talking about the podcast. You leave tomorrow. We have to get up at 4 for you. Yeah. The electrician's coming at 6. So it's 10 o'clock at night right now as we're recording this. Mm-hmm. And I said, do you want to do the podcast? And you went, and I have to tell you deep in my soul, I'm like, God, please fucking say yes. Because this means a lot to me. Yep. And you went, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. And within 10 minutes, I had the whole thing set up. You did. So. You are amazing as always. All right. So that was 27 minutes of jack shit, literally. Well, I don't know. Right, I think there's some good takeaways there. And at the end of the day, damn it, we're still learning. Still learning about each other and still learning about ourselves. Let me, if you want to go into detail, because we have a little bit of time, because we're trying to keep these a little bit shorter lately. Yeah. So Aaron, Wisconsin Aaron. Yep. Delavan Aaron. Mm-hmm. Always wants us to do a paired question. Ah, yeah. So rather than do a paired question, can I throw you on sure. Can I throw a little wrinkle or wrench or whatever W you want to use? Bring it. What do you think was the greatest challenge we had? Because we had a rough patch this week. Mm-hmm. What was the greatest challenge and what made us get through it? The greatest challenge. I don't know if I'll be good at summarizing that. I would say we struggled communicating.
We struggled communicating. We are on the same page the majority of the time. But when we aren't, it can sometimes feel like we're vastly different in those moments. But
do you want to dive deeper into it about how there was lingering moments of, and resentment's not the right word because that's too strong, but there was competitive moments between us? Because that's what started a lot of all of it, right? Where we were feeling the need to, what's the word I'm looking for? There just was this, I felt it from you, and then you felt me not communicating certain things to you, right? Like how I felt about the house was a surprise to you, right? And then you sharing with me that sometimes you don't feel as smart, right? And that led to a whole bunch of things that we, would you agree with this? And maybe I should have just led with this instead of asking. We learn through talking through stuff. Oh, maybe this is a good place to go. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
okay.
That there's definitely feelings that we have.
Yeah.
And then there's stories that we tell ourselves that create emotions.
Yes.
And what we were able to sit down and talk about was, is that a story you're creating? Or is that an emotion you're experiencing? Right?
Yeah,
Remember
that
we
was some
talked
good
about
shit.
that?
Yeah.
And then once we realized that we could identify what were stories, right? Like some of the things that you were challenged with was the feeling that sometimes you don't feel smart around me. And then I'm sitting there going, God, why would I don't think I tell her she's not. But there was just enough stories going on in your head that you felt that way, and then vice versa, right?
Right.
And then we came to this conclusion. I think this is really a good relationship learning. So you're inspiring me to talk, even though you're not saying very much tonight because I'm overwhelming. What I really found, you're right, we do get stronger.
Yes. Yeah.
And what I found was that we were able to identify when we both create stories. And when we create those stories, it only detracts from our partnership, right? We're not turning towards someone for a bid for connection. We're trying to hold on to our power, right? And so how do you feel about that whole concept of, is this an emotion I'm having, or is it an emotion I'm having because it's a story I'm creating? Like, what did you think of all
Well, they're
that?
definitely both entwined, right? The emotions that go with the story, because the events are the events, and how we process them is what creates that story. And sometimes that story is just not fair to the other person, or really healthy for us. And just basically not productive. And I thought that was really good that you distinguished that in our earlier in the week when you said, I think I'm telling myself a story. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely doing that as well. That turn of phrase, like creating a story in your head. And just giving it that identifier is super helpful.
That sped everything up between us, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like once it was almost an aha moment for us. Would you say that or no?
Yeah, I would say.
That when I think I'm telling a story.
Yeah. And then what came out is we both kind of, revealed something to the other, that sometimes I had created a story that you maybe didn't think I was that smart in certain situations. Not all the time.
No,
I don't think you'd be with somebody that you didn't respect or, think was intelligent enough.
Sure.
But there were certain situations where I just, without going into the circumstances or the why or an example or anything, but just certain situations that I felt like, oh, he doesn't think I know what I'm doing, or the answer or whatever. And for you, what would you say the story was that you were telling yourself?
About us?
Yeah, just in that example for last week. You don't have to get specific if you don't want to, but
well, your story was the intelligence one, and that led to some challenges. Mine was, I can tell the detail. The story I was telling myself was that you were just using me to get this house. Only because the finances make more sense in my favor right now, not overall, but just for some things make more sense, right? Not everything. And so I kept seeing things happen between us. And this can happen where you start to resent your partner and it's really not fair.
Right.
Like you go on vacation, you got another one scheduled, right? I'm sitting here working, and then some money issues come up, and I'm like, I already put in X amount of money, right? And all those things. And then my brain starts to go to, holy fuck, man. She just I'm a resource for her to get this house.
Yeah.
And then it starts to get even worse, right? That, is this relationship sincere? Like, why am I here? Right. And then,
yeah, that's pretty big stuff.
well, but that's what we talked about.
Yeah.
Right. And then I realized, and then when you heard that, what you did that was awesome. I think we both do this much better. For anyone that's listening, I think this is critical, is the moment that I said, this is really real to me, you turned toward me. I don't mean like physically and looked at me and all that.
Yeah.
You went, holy shit, do you feel that way? And I went, yeah, sometimes I feel like
Yeah.
I'm a means,
Yeah.
right? I remember I think I used the word I'm jewelry. I'm something you get to put around your neck.
Yeah. That made me so sad.
Yeah, but
to hear that.
And so I tried to distinguish, is that a story? And I even told you, these things happen, so I start to tell myself this story, and then I start to believe it. And so I can only tell you I'm starting to feel because of the story I'm creating,
Right.
and that's when we had that breakthrough.
Right. And isn't that interesting that then as we continue along, we really grab moments to insert into the story and build on the story.
Yeah, there it is again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there it is again.
Right.
And meanwhile we've just created this and when it's so unconscious, you are starting to build almost a physical wall. It's like a story wall that is between
And
each other.
I don't want anyone to think, not that it fucking matters what they think. I just don't want anyone to think that we were at the precipice of some disastrous thing in our relationship. It was just a really intense moment, and good for us. There was a time when you said, I need space. I need some room. And I went, you got it.
Yeah,
And
we had talked for, I don't know, a couple hours about all this stuff, and I got to a point where I'm like, you know what?
Gassed.
I'm gassed.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to call it. You got to say, I know we haven't fully resolved this, but is it okay? I forget what I said.
No,
is it
you
okay
said, we just table this for the moment?
Table this for the moment,
And what did I say?
and we can circle back to it later. I'm not trying to dismiss your feelings or anything like that, but I need to shift gear because it was just starting to get. Yeah, you were
Instantly, I just went, okay.
Yeah.
I just promised we can get back to it.
Yeah.
You said yeah. And then
Absolutely.
So that's turning towards you, and vice versa. When I told you how I was feeling about the weight of the house, you turned toward me right away and went, oh my God, it's terrible that that's the way you feel.
Yeah.
And so again, I hope everyone listening hears so much good stuff in this one. And I'm almost kind of embarrassed that, because we winged this shit together tonight. Normally we have some kind of plan.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of embarrassed that the point of the podcast happens to be at the end of it.
Right.
Which is, and it's so not fair. I could choose so many better stories to tell, right? Like Cathy's late from the store. She's banging some dude, right? I could put.
How did you know?
Well, it was obvious. You had lipstick on your collar.
Oh, really?
Yes. Which was interesting. But right, you could make up whatever kind of freaky story you want to make, or she's just super busy. She got caught in line, and that story then becomes an emotion. And so I'm just really proud of the two of us, because man, we were crying like crazy when we finally got through it, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we were both ad nauseum apologizing to one another. I'm sorry I didn't read it that way. I'm sorry I didn't hear you. And so I hope everyone hears that there wasn't a precipice that we were dangling from. Rather, we got to this place where we went, we don't like how we're feeling. Let's hash this out.
Yeah.
We couldn't figure it out and hashing it out. Tabled it. Did some other shit. It's not like we stomped around the house either with our arms folded. We still talked to one another. We just said, let's table this. And then we came back to it. And then we came up with this thing of, I think I'm telling a story.
Yeah.
And that story's leading to an emotion about you.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of. I feel like we gained some skill sets because of that last week, and that turn of phrase of, "Am I telling myself a story?" Like, that's something that I have to remind myself to check in on.
It's hard to turn the mirror on yourself when stress like that comes up. You know?
No doubt.
That's what you got to do.
No doubt, because it feels so fucking real. The story you created in your head is like, how could it be viewed any other way?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I appreciate
right.
that we got to it. Thank you for doing the podcast. It's late. I know you're tired.
Yep.
And
Bedtime.
You got a long
4
week ahead
a.m.
of you.
wake up, but for good reasons.
Oh, Katie's so awesome.
I know. She's the best.
All right. I love you.
All right. Love you too, babe.
All
All right.
Okay. Have a great whenever, everybody.
Peace out,
We hope
peoples.
to-
Maybe
I'm
we'll do the next few podcasts in this exact same corner, and people can see the progress
That'd
in
be kinda
just
cool.
this little corner.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to all our peeps. Thanks for
right.
listening. We'll see you soon. Peace.
Bye.